Hey guys, chou-tac from theDesignSketchbook.com, and today we are going to see how to draw cylinders from any angle with the packaging box technique. And here is a quick preview of what we are going to get today, that you are going to draw step by step, and feel free to take a pen and some paper to take some notes and draw with me and pause at times whenever it's needed. Alright, so let's start with the common mistakes from beginners. The first one is when you draw the 2D flat cylinder, and then when you want to get the volume for the second one is a clumsy viewpoint whenever you don't have the techniques yet. And the third one is whenever you try to draw the cylinder but it's slanted as much as the Tower of Pisa. And the thing is that whenever you draw cylinders it's difficult to visualize in any angles, especially for example if you want to draw the lens of the camera. The second ellipse outside is actually quite hard to visualize. Alright, so don't worry, we are going to see a technique for you guys to draw from any angles the cylinders and get comfortable with. Alright, so to get started I really recommend you guys to download the designer starter kit, which is going to be needed to get all the basics of the perspective right here. We are going to see them a bit faster, but just to make sure that we go straight to the point, but take your time if you don't have the basic of perspective to go through the designer starter kit. Alright, so we were going to go from 2D to 3D, the square with a circle inside, that will become actually a square in perspective with an ellipse. So the top of the cylinders is actually becoming an ellipse in perspective. Alright, so here's a quick demo and let's go on step by step how to do this. Alright. So here we are going to have the perspective set up right here. So once again you have all the details in the designer starter kit. Okay, so now we have our square below and we are going to start to work on it. Okay, and here we have a tip is that get a square filling in 3D. One beginner mistake is then where you try to get it too long, like such things which you could imagine more like a rectangle, which is going to give you an ellipse from the top view, but it's not is wrong or what, it's just that this is not what we are looking for. We are looking for something cylindrical. So whenever you have a two divisions of a square and ellipse, look for this shape in mind and don't try to get something too long. Alright, and yeah, as you can see here for the comparison in 3D, this is what you will get. And with experience, and this is something we will get more sensitive to and will become more and more intuitive. And just to saving times, we are not going to complicated stuff, complicated rules of geometries, of mathematical geometries to get this, and we are going to get your feelings whenever you draw. So here's a quick reminders of the vocabulary. You got the converging line, the vanishing points left and the right, and here the horizon line. Alright. So we got the square in 3D for the one, and second step we are going to draw the diagonals. As you can see here, we join them. Here we go, and you get the center of the square in perspective. And now we got the minor axis if you just go straight vertical, which is 90 degrees to the horizon line. And the minor axis is also a symmetry axis, so keep this in mind as well. Alright, we got the minor axis right here, so we take note of the center. And we are going to reuse that thing for the next step. So you take the vanishing point and you just need to connect them. And you get the center lines of the square, which is meaning we got divided in 4 quarter. Here is a short for shortening. So what is behind is shorter, what is in front is longer. It's something I will always repeat to you guys because it's really worth to make this intuitive. So time for drawing the ellipse. We got just now the preparation of the ellipse in perspective. And you need to fill two conditions. A, touch each edge of center. And the second conditions, the ellipse need to have the minor axis as symmetry axis, which is very important. Alright, and then you just need to draw the ellipse with these two conditions. And remember to draw the ghost drawing, which is meaning you're going to simulate the movement before drawing. It's something you can also get in the designer starter kit. And make sure that when you draw the ellipse to do many rings and not just one, which is going to make it easier to draw and will gain you more momentum. And what is cool is that, let's say your first ellipse is not correct, you can iterate and carry on to make it even better. Alright. So now is the steps that whenever like you have practiced with all the rules, maybe taken a ruler to follow this, to go on freehand. So we are going to take shortcut. We don't have all this structure of the vanishing point, horizon line and all that, but you have to carry on drawing without all this and draw with the viewpoints, and with the experience you will get all this. So try with different angles, and then you will see different type of ellipses, more or less high. And as you can see is that depending of how close or far is your ellipse to the horizon line, you get more or less surfaces visible of it. You see, like when it close to the horizon line, it get actually more flat, and when it get further further of the horizon line, it get actually more surface visible. Alright, keep this in mind. This relationship of distance is something important that you will get with practice. As long as you had the right theory, the right practice, then along the way you will keep improving. Alright, here the tip is that, as you can see, I have drawn the cylinders inside the box. This is what you need to visualize in your mind to make it easier. As you can see, like the vertical lines here, this is actually the point of contact which is touching the box all along inside the packaging, I would say. And let's add like a cover to make it more like a packaging feeling. Alright, so it's all about visualization and feeling that material which is really concrete. And what if you want to draw this box like slanted? How to get the minor axis? So let me give you some hint. So the first tip would be like drawing this surface inside the full box, and then you're going to get the center of the top square and the bottom square right here, and then you can just need to join the both center and you get your minor axis, and you will see that the surrounding edges actually are going to be great indications for the tip 2 to follow them, the neighbor lines as direction reference, which is going to give you a great shortcut whenever you want to draw, and like having the feeling that, hey, how is the minor axis? Just follow one of these two techniques to get it. And you get your cylinder. Alright. So here let's go back to the basics. How to get that slanted one is very simple. By default, the horizon line is just horizontal, so the cylinder is just like straight vertical. But if you want to have a slanted cylinder, you just need to have a horizon line which is slanted. Alright, and always make sure your minor axis is 90 degrees to the horizon line. That's it. So here we go. So once again, feel free to download the designer starter kit to get all this basic to that and jump into this tutorial. It's going to be super fun. So subscribe to the channel and see you for the next tutorials. Bye bye.